Right, this is just a real quick update video on my ammo box stove, which I plan to use in my Polish Lavu TP10. All I've done is I've sourced 2 of these stainless steel exhaust pipes. Happens to be 3 inches, perfect, and they're wedged on the end there, so that can just sit over the top. Now, the reason that I chose these particular lengths is they will fit perfectly in the Bergen, no problems at all. I got a feeling I'm only going to need 2. I don't want to go too mad. It's the same height as a 10, if not a bit further. I've actually ordered a rain cap, they call it, to put on the top. It's only a small piece, but it should have that sort of attachment on there where it fits on the top. All I need to do now is to get some sort of mesh. There's so many types of metal mesh. I'll probably get stainless one because I don't want it rusting and going horrible. And to wrap that around the gap as a spark arrestor to stop the sparks shooting out. So that's the plan. And this is all man-packable. This is all going to go in the Bergen, or if not, carry that and have all that in the backpack. This isn't a vehicle-only option. And another thing, what I've done is make sure I've got something to keep it off of the canvas. Now, all this is a tin of Chappy dog food, which we feed our dogs with, and we've taken the top and the bottom off, and we've gone around on the inside to make sure there's no sharp bits. Now, all we're going to be doing with this is making a few holes in here and putting some bolts as spacers, and they're going to come through at any length that we want to pretty much attach it to the pipe. Like so. So we're going to keep it evenly spaced around it. I was kicking around the idea of using some sort of fire blanket, because it's very cheap, to wrap that around the outside and maybe on the inside as well, to sort of stop the heat radiating through the connection points of the screws and the bolts. And all that's going to do, if you can see, is go through the arm flap section of the poncho there. So that is all we're going to be doing, is putting it through there so all the smoke and all the gases can escape. But heating this up to radiate the whole tent, and also put my Crusader mug, which is my cooking all-in-one option. I'm never going to change it. It's going to sit on there and boil up water for food and drink. So that's a very, very quick update. I'm also found a piece of metal to go onto that. Well, as if the magics of TV has happened. I found this out and about on one of my walks when I take my dogs out. It's always good to keep your eyes out, you know. You don't believe the stuff that people throw away. It's ridiculous. I love finding skips. If the skips fill up, I do have a little stop just to have a little rummage around. Call me whatever you want, but I don't give a shit. And that is good quality material for what I need. It appears to be like a polished stainless steel from a cigarette, I don't know what even they call it, ashtray, an outdoor ashtray. So I think that's going to be perfect. So all I'm going to be doing is pretty much going to fashion a disc from this material to go over the top of this, secure it via the middle hole, the central hole there, and just to fashion some sort of handle, a pull-out tab, which I can actually adjust it to let air in and to block the air off. Now, what I was finding before in previous videos, some of you guys might have seen, was a lot of smoke and sometimes a small amount of flame was puffing out of there. So by blocking that off or controlling the airflow, should regulate it a lot more. Now, I did originally plan using the disc that I cut off the bottom of the dog food tin. That will obviously need flattening down with a hammer and drilling out. Now, I've had issues drilling these out before, and one of my kind commenters underneath the other video said sandwich it between 2 pieces of wood very, very tightly and then drill your hole. So that'll probably work. So I'm thinking, okay, this is quite a sturdy piece of kit. That's as thin as a piece of shit. So I'm going to go something a bit tougher, a nice solid bit of stainless there. So we're going to be using that. Incidentally, if you are using any metal to do with a tent heater and it's galvanised, now galvanised materials have zinc in, and when you heat zinc up, it gives off very poisonous and nasty gases. So please, if you are doing something like this, burn the hell out of it outdoors quite a few times before you even consider putting it inside a tent. Because the last thing I'm going to do is to make up one of these brand new, put it inside a tent, light it up for the first time, and you could have all sorts of problems. So think ahead and keep things safe as you always should do. So that is going to be the material, and the next part to go over this, and also the I think it's called a baffle on the inside. Let's check that out. Well, as you can see, this is the interior of the roof of the ammo can stove. So note where the position of the chimney exit is. Now, obviously what we got here is the baffle. So the logic behind it is the flames are going to hit this and go around and up, rather than straight up through there causing flames. But I was still getting big flames shooting up the top. So someone else recommended that if I run this to about an inch, maybe 2 inches from the front there. So basically we're going to go up at the angle, which is all cool. Go along, I don't know, probably flat, or just make one shallow angle, I'm not sure. I'm guessing with an angle from where it is there, going in a straight line to probably about an inch from the end and an inch from the top, about this point. So it's going to go straight up there, leaving only this bit. So it's just going to come around there, come along, and get drawn up through the hole. So I should imagine as it gets drawn up, it's going to pull the heat just underneath where the cooking area is. So I've got a feeling it's going to heat up that. That is what I'm going to try. Obviously I won't be trying it for a while yet. I'm going to see how the comments go below the video to see if it's a good idea or not. But I'm guessing this is probably, what, about 2.5 inches from the base of the can where it's folded the metal. And as I said, I'm just going to run it in a straight line from that point to about an inch below this top and an inch back from the front. So it's probably going to be about there where that little mark is, in a straight line. So the flame should go around there and get drawn back up through there. That's the plan. Let me know if you think differently or there's something else I should try, but that's all it is pretty much. It's just a piece of metal. So as always with projects like this, it's always best to try things out as you go along, unless you design it perfectly the first time, if you know a lot about what you're doing, which I don't. This is a learning curve for me, and I'm hoping it will help you guys out if you guys have had similar problems or issues with your ammo stove heater projects. The base there looks like it seems to be holding out okay. It hasn't buckled too far, so I'm going to keep my eye on that as the base grill there, and see how I get on. So there it is. Just a little quick update of how this is going, because I've had quite a few personal messages and comments about, have you finished your stove yet? How's it going? Well, I can only fit it in as and when I can, overtime at work, family, etc. But we're slowly getting there, and looking forward to trying to find some time to actually do some more stuff to this before we get it up and running. So as always, appreciate your interest. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.